Welcome to the Sleevy G Show. I'm the host with the most. I'm the man Gomez. And today, as usual, it's always a special guest that comes on. And I'm always thankful for a lot of these guests. And this one is a personal guest because he's a personal friend of mine. I've known him for many years. Went to St. Mary's. As a matter of fact, he was a freshman when I was already graduated. He was also a freshman football player. He also served in the Marines, which we thank you for his service. He's also a cop. But we're also going to bring him in, and we're going to talk about something a little more personal tonight, as we do at the Sleevy G Show, raise awareness. I want to bring in my good friend, Brandon Swillinger. Brandon, what's up, bud?
Going on, Gomez?
It's been many years.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. I mean, granted, I'm not in Jersey anymore. I'm in Texas, thankfully. But
yeah, but you still represent. You still represent the Yankees, Rangers, and the Jets, and we still love you for that.
Yeah, man. I never traded my my colors at all. I'll tell you that, especially those Cowboy fans.
Oof. Yeah, they're brutal, especially when the Giants or the Jets come in the home. So, but, dude, it's been so long. It's been many years that I've known you. It's about now 20 some odd years probably that I've known you.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. 2001.
Yeah, if you believe it, I actually had the pleasure of coaching you freshman football.
Yeah, you used to make me do those duck walks.
Yes. So if anybody wants to know, yes, quack like a duck.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you know what? No, it worked though. I mean, like you said, the lowest man wins, right? So
yeah. So anything that I learned from my years of football, I pass it on to some of my line mates. Mm-hmm. And then I had the pleasure of coaching Brandon. One thing he was never good at was keeping his shoulder pads low. And there was one time I said, that's it. I had it. Walk like a duck and quack from the fence back to where I'm at. And I remember Coach Sharon look at me like, what the hell are you doing? Said, Coach, lowest man wins. He goes, yep. Never mind. I'll let you coach.
Hey, but that stuck with me. Like I said, I coached Pee Wee football for a couple of years, and I always said the lowest man wins, and it's true. So good point there.
One thing I loved coaching you, it was my first year coaching, matter of fact, I think, or my second year bringing you guys in. Mm-hmm. The one thing is you brought in something different than any other team that I've coached or been on. You guys brought the camaraderie of laughter.
Yeah, dude, you had some jokesters on that team. You had me, Camp Latero.
Oh God, yeah, Camp.
You had Joe Ryan for a little bit until he went up to the varsity team.
Yep.
Who else we have? We had Rizzoli. Had a ton of
Early, you guys always talk back, but
oh yeah, I mean we had a lot of.
You guys didn't. What's kind of funny, actually, you guys never really talked back to me. You talked back to the other coaches. It's like you guys, I had a lot of respect from you guys.
I didn't talk back, honestly. I don't think I did. Honestly.
Well, if you did, it was because I pissed you off.
I mean, I'm very sarcastic, and I still am to this day. So
that is true. I will say that. But
and you know what? That's something that down in Texas, people do not get the sarcasm. So a lot of people have taken offense to that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to learn a little bit on how to handle things with that. So
yeah, that's a big move. You went from Jersey. Mm-hmm. Before the show, we talked about what happened, which totally understandable. You know what I mean? 9/11 happens, things happen. Mm-hmm. Hardships do happen, and you moved up to Monroe, New York.
Yeah.
Graduated high school, the last 2 years of high school up there.
Mm-hmm.
And then after high school, what'd you do? You enlisted to the Marines after high school, or did you wait?
I waited, actually. I mean, I worked for the Township of Lyndhurst doing like their DPW stuff.
Okay.
And, I always wanted to be a Marine. My grandpa was a Marine. My dad was in the Navy. His dad was in the Navy. So the military thing was always drawn to me. Always the whole that first responder type thing, service. So I was a volunteer firefighter in Lyndhurst for 14 years. So I joined that. I worked at the DPW. I worked in the mall a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I need to get my shit together here. And I had to drop like 40 pounds, right? So I just dropped that weight because back then, we were in wartime today. I mean,
Yeah.
they'll take one with a freaking heartbeat, seems like. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, so I had to, get into shape and when you want something bad enough in life, you're gonna do it, and that's what I did. And then I joined, and I went for freaking infantry. It's the best MOS in the Marine Corps,
Okay.
0311, and here, did my 5 years. Did one tour to Iraq. Um, I got out. I moved back home. Used some of my GI Bill. I went to Bergen Community College, and then I got a job as a longshoreman. So
Okay.
I was working ports. All that union stuff. It was great and all, man, but like I wanted to like progress my life and like get married and have kids and all that kind of stuff. And like, I mean, you know how it is up there in North Jersey. I mean, you're paying an arm and a leg for a house built in the 40s. That's looks like kind of crappy. So,
Trust
um,
me, that's happening
yeah,
right now in my life.
yeah. So I mean, I was paying over $1,600 for a 3-bedroom apartment with no backyard, no driveway.
Park on the
Yeah,
street.
yeah. And I don't know if you know, but I was originally born in Texas.
Oh no,
So
that I never knew. I thought you were a Jersey
yeah,
boy.
yeah. So my mom's born and raised from San Antonio.
Okay.
My dad, he's from Queens, New York. And like I said, he was in the Navy, so he was stationed down on the coast. And
Mm.
my mom used to be a radio disc jockey with Glenn Beck. And so my
Wow.
my dad would call into the radio station until they met. So I'm the oldest of four. We were all born in Texas, but we kind of went from Texas to New York City to Texas to New York to Jersey. So I moved to Jersey like, in '94.
Okay. It was the year the Rangers won the Stanley Cup.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's how I say it now.
Time I know. So it's been too long.
So
But so yeah, I got tired of waiting because the job wasn't progressing. I said, you know what? Move to Texas. So my fiance and I at the time, now my wife, we moved to South Austin. It was awesome, I went to school using my GI Bill.
yeah.
Got hired as a cop. So
Now you're a now you're a guy with a gun, which is scary, but it was scary when you were a Marines. That's the funny thing.
yeah,
Thank God I'm on the same side with you because I feel like if I really annoyed you coaching football, I think I would have been the first one to get something in the butt.
definitely. I mean, other things, but yeah.
Listen, you probably can now whoop my ass.
I
This
don't know, man. I'm all broke, dude. I actually played in a men's woodbat baseball league, fast pitch.
oh
And
nice.
uh, last year, last March, I crashed my police car and I tore my bicep. So I only played one game, and
Oh,
then I went back about a month ago, and I'm on second base.
you're
And
like, what the hell?
yeah, and I scored from second, but as I'm rounding third, I felt my Achilles like my foot start to hurt.
Oh
So I
man.
sprained that bad boy, and then kind of recovered from that. And then I was playing softball with a couple of the guys from the sheriff's office. We're playing the firefighters. It's kind of like a freaking game from that show, Rescue Me. No
Yeah.
shit. It was that kind of like competitive. And I'm running the first, man. And I go 110 miles per hour. Like I'm busting my ass to first. And I got to first base and I just lost it. Like my quad like gave out. And
Oh,
I'm getting old,
trust me, I know I'm 43. I just had two excuse me, 2 years ago I had my MCL tear at work.
Oof.
Something stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll never forget it. I was tagging because this is in the heart of COVID, not the easiest time. And I'll never forget, it was a beautiful Saturday. I'm about an hour to come home to the wife, the kids, and then I'm tagging material for a customer.
Mhm.
And I thought it was safe. It was like a thick, it was mud, but I thought it was thinner than it
Mhm.
was. I
Ooh.
stepped my foot in it. What my body went one way and the knee went the other, and all I hear is rip,
Ah, that's
and my
horrible.
knee was locked.
No sh
So I'm on the ground. I'm getting myself up, like trying to pick myself up, and I'm like, wow, my knee is locked. I can't unlock it. I just I just put myself next to the bunch of bricks, threw my leg out, and I'm like, oh Jesus, there goes the ACL probably.
dude.
So I dragged myself about 50 yards with one leg, dragging my leg.
That's
It's insane. And I'm in tears because I'm in so much pain. And the one guy's laughing because he thought it was a joke. I'm like, no, call for help. And all I hear is blue is down, blue is down. So everybody starts running over to where I'm at by the hopper, getting stuff loaded. I'm like,
Mhm.
just put me on a forklift and just drive me to the store. And they're like, we can't do that. I'm like, there's a pallet right here. Here's a forklift. The one of the drivers came in with the mini dump truck and helped me up into the front seat. And
Nice.
cops came. They're like, you heard a pop? I go, I heard two loud pops. He goes, oh, you're done. You're gone for 6 months easily.
Was it
So
that long?
first, it took me 2.5 months. At
Yeah.
first, it took me 2 weeks to get an appointment with the doctor because it was work related, as you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
And then it was then a week later I get an MRI, and then it's a week later I finally went to go get surgery. So luckily the ACL never tore. It was the MCL, and when you looked inside the knee, it was like all shreds. Like all you
Oh,
see is shred.
that's
And
brutal.
walking around the house with a cane and not be able to hang out with my kids was the hardest thing. One of the hardest things. I just got very depressed for 2.5 months.
Yeah, it's not easy, man. I remember when I tore my bicep, that was probably hard because I never really get hurt, And I mean, when I was in the Marine Corps, I hurt my shoulder, and that's why I got med boarded out. So I
Right.
don't have a labrum or anything. But when I tore the bicep, it was just like a start of like snowballing for me a little bit, I
Hmm.
guess, because like
Snowball effect. Yeah.
yeah, because like I never dealt with the Marine Corps stuff. Um, Getting into my kids. Never dealt with the NICU stuff. That was like 6 months of pure hell.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. And
Yeah.
actually, we're gonna jump into them right now. Actually,
Yeah. So we can just go into that if you want. And we can
yeah. I
get
mean, like,
that kind of
luckily,
plays into it at the end.
yeah,
So
luckily, knee surgery went well, and I rehabbed. And it happened the beginning of October. By end of December, the last week before Christmas, I got into work right because
oof.
I was afraid of getting fired. Everyone,
Well, if you're on FMLA, they can't fire you, but
no,
I mean,
but at that
still though.
point, it's
Yeah.
just I keep hearing they're bringing new people in. I'm like, oh hell no. And you know
Mhm.
how we were in the gym when we were younger.
Yeah.
I used to live with you guys, and
I was probably the worst person to be on workers' comp because I was so motivated to get back. I
same here.
emails nonstop. Hey, come on, I'm ready to go. Come on, I need a doctor
Yeah,
appointment.
I
So,
know. Same here. I couldn't stay home because I zipped through a lot of PlayStation games, a lot of Netflix, and I started my podcasting career because of my knee.
hey, you know what? Things happen for a reason, right?
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You know what I mean? Now I'm on my own,
Mm.
and and that's where we're going to jump into now. Raise awareness because of one of your child, one of the kids has CP.
Oh,
Both. Oh, both have them. Okay, I thought it was one. All right, so both. So you got double trouble. Not double
yeah.
trouble.
I wish it was one. That'd be amazing, but
But all right, so both of your children have CP.
mhm.
People, if you don't know what CP is, it's cerebral palsy. And
Yeah, and a better, easy term, layman's terms. That how that then goes. I guess it's pretty much the brain not being able to communicate with your extremities.
mhm,
If you break it down a little bit.
that's the best way you could actually says it. That's the short
Yeah.
and sweet sentence I had here
Oh,
in
my
my
bad.
notes. No, but
No.
that's good. But I want you. This is about you and your family, not me.
Yeah.
Eh, Now, how did I know you had the two kids. Like, how did you guys find out? I guess is the question.
Oh, so we have two girls too,
Mhm.
and we didn't find. I mean, shit, it wasn't supposed to happen. So when it happened, my wife was 24 weeks. When you have twins, you're at a high risk no matter what.
Yeah.
So the week before the twins came, she went to the high risk doctor, and she asked my wife, "Hey, how's it going?" She's like, "It's boring." She's like, "Well, a boring pregnancy is a good pregnancy." And then the next week, hell broke loose.
Ooh.
So I work a lot of side jobs. Like I
Mhm.
work regular job, and you have like jobs you can work on the side, like overtime jobs.
Yeah.
They don't count towards your retirement because people hire us on the side.
Yeah, moonlighting and everything.
Yeah, so I would work the Walmart. We have a Walmart here, and they need security, so I could work that. It's $40 an hour, 12-hour shifts. I'll bust my ass for that. Why not?
Yeah, who wouldn't?
So, it was like the shift was like from noon to midnight, and I got there and like my wife called me. It was like 12:24, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And she usually doesn't call me at work or something unless it's like something serious. So she called me and she's like hysterical. She was gushing blood and everything, all this stuff. So I ran home. And,
yeah, I don't blame you. I would do the same.
So I don't know why. I should have put her in my patrol vehicle, but I didn't. I threw her in our Suburban, and luckily the hospital had a highway from us. So
Okay.
I'm running red lights and shit in my uniform and stuff. And so we get there, and like, you don't know. I mean, it's just like, this is all like, holy crap, this is. I was kind of like in shock, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But the hospital that we're at, they were great. They got my wife almost bled out. Got the boys out just in time.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, that hospital does not care for babies that young. And we didn't know about that because you don't know about this whole NICU life until like you're actually in the life. Like, holy shit. So they had to get transported to San Antonio. So they got ground transported over there, and my wife had to stay in the hospital by herself, with her mom, and I went with the boys. That was tough.
It's tough for me to watching you right now because it's not easy to talk about, man.
It's not, but definitely helps,
Yeah.
So let's see. What happened was Benjamin. So they're identical twins. Usually, identical twins are in the same sack.
Yeah.
There's an 8% chance they're in separate sacks, so they were in separate sacks. Benjamin, he ruptured, so that caused the whole game change, to start.
Yeah.
So that kind of caused, which doesn't surprise me. The way he is today, if you were to meet him today, you'd be like, oh, it makes sense.
Yes, I'm tearing up over here, people, because this is not the first time, but this time I'm showing with the tissues.
Yeah, dude, it's not.
It's not an easy conversation, but man, it's just I can't thank you enough for that right there.
No, it's big to talk about. You know what I mean? I'm big on mental health. I'm pretty honest about it these days because it really jacked me up between this, being hurt at work, never dealing with the Marine Corps stuff, and then like my one son having his first emergency brain surgery. So kind of going back to that when they were born. So when babies are that little, you don't want to touch them really, but what are you going to do, So I think between the trauma of getting them out of my life so fast and then the transport caused them both to have brain bleeds. So, they tried doing spinal tap, get the blood out of the head, but it wasn't working. And unfortunately, that caused brain damage. So you have 4 stages of brain bleeds. Obviously, 4 being the highest. So sometimes it can heal on its own and it will stop. And unfortunately for us, it didn't. Benjamin, he had a 3 on one side and a 4 on the other. And then Finley had a 4 and a 4. So that was tough. I remember the first night my wife got there. I think it was like night 2. Like, she's on the way there, and before I go down to meet her at down at the front door, downstairs, this one doctor, I don't know who the hell he was, man. He was just there. I think he was like a floater or whatever. He's like, he tells me, I don't like these test results on Benjamin. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, something's wrong, and the nurses are kind of acting all different and shit. This is during COVID, so everyone's wearing masks. You really can't tell facial expression.
Yeah, especially during the days of COVID. Trust me, I know.
Yeah. So my wife gets downstairs. I meet her. I'm like, hey, look, there's something going on. I don't want you to be scared. You're gonna go up there and you're gonna see a lot of people around Benny. So we go up there, and he's like, "Look, at this point, I want to offer you the chance to stop care." And I'm like, "Fuck that, dude. You know, I'm not gonna. You can't guarantee us that he's gonna be this way or a vegetable." So he said, "Fuck no." And Benny's kicking ass today. You know, I mean,
I see the videos. I see what you guys post, man.
yeah,
And
he has his limitations, but it doesn't let us stop him though. So,
that's a
but
good thing seeing them grow up right now. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
that's why we share all the videos and pictures and shit. We kind of got away from it. We got just so busy with life with them.
but that's the great part of being about a dad now. And as me being a father of an older daughter, it's turning 7 this year, and a son who's turning 3.
Yeah,
So
dude.
the highlights of seeing your kids now, from what they went from 24 weeks into a NICU, getting transported to San Antonio, getting the news. And guys, this is hard shit we're talking about, because this is real life. And you guys don't realize what people go through, and you're seeing it live here, or you're gonna see a recording of live.
Yeah.
But you're seeing what Brandon's going through, his wife, the kids, the family. You know, this is real shit, because it's hard to explain. And dude, can I say you're doing fantastic, because you're now seeing what real people can, how much this stuff affects, because seeing your kids from the day they were born to now, Benjamin's kicking ass, Finley's doing great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm so proud of you, dude, as a friend, coach. I don't even know if I was a mentor to you at that point, but to see you, dude, and just like Martin Dahl, you know, like I told them how proud I am so proud of you, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Because people don't realize what parents who have children with CP are going through. And seeing you,
it's tough, dude.
It's tough. You are up 24/7.
Yeah,
you're also a police officer.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, I have it easy compared to my wife. You know, she's a stay-at-home mom, and the boys have PT, OT, speech at the house twice a week, on top of their medications, on top of, they're almost 2.5, but they're really not. So they can't, at 2.5 years old, I mean, what's your son and daughter doing? They're self-sufficient pretty much for the most part, getting to that point, These guys, they don't walk yet. Then he crawls, his right side's really affected by a CP.
Right.
Finley has it a little bit, he has it worse, his neck support and his trunk are real. He can army crawl. He kind of looks like an inchworm. He's just, going.
I don't mean to laugh, but that's pretty good. That's a great description.
Yeah, that's what my wife says. Yeah, but
he's doing the worm.
Yeah, they're the happiest fucking kids in the world. And I'm like, how are you so happy? Like, what the fuck? I'd be so miserable right now. But they don't know different. You know what I mean? So this is all they know.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah, and they take baclofen, which is an oral Botox, so that helps. So it's amazing that the Botox that you and I would get is the same thing that they give kids or adults with CP. It helps loosen the muscles out,
which is great. So at least they found another thing that actually works.
Yeah. So, and they actually got their first Botox injections about 4 months ago.
Okay.
We should have it now, but the doctor moved to a different hospital, so we're just waiting for her credentials to carry over.
Oh, okay.
But that was a huge difference when they did that Botox injections, because it's loosened up. So how it goes is you go off the weight of their body, and you got to distribute that certain mLs into body parts that you wanted to go to.
Right.
So their first injection was a total of 3 mLs, which isn't much. So we had to figure out, all right, where do we want to divide these 3 mLs into their body parts? So when we go next time, they're going to be obviously heavier than they were last time. So we'll have more to play with. So, but what a huge difference that made for them. And there's so many surgeries that you can do out there.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of things you can do. Stem cells. Just gotta do your homework, and this shit costs money sometimes. I mean, and
Yeah.
insurance is
Nothing's cheap.
no, it doesn't, man. And you think insurance would pay for everything, and I mean, it's such a pain in the ass. I hear my wife on the phone with them fighting for stuff. And you're like, really? You're gonna question our boys? Like, come on, dude. So
It's like questioning anybody who has like a disease or, you know, when my dad died of cancer 20
mm,
some odd years ago, that was the hardest thing for me to even go to Sheridan and tell him why I had to quit coaching,
yeah.
and he knew how tight I was with my dad.
Hmm.
And everybody knew how tight with my dad was. I think he even, he would come out and watch me coach football
Hmm.
sometimes and say how proud he was of me. And like today was today I got to see my daughter play t-ball because I had to go to the dentist. And to see my daughter just, I work 7 to 5 every day. So like I'm working every day. And Saturdays I get a half a day, and then Sundays is my day off. I'm exhausted.
Wow, dude. Yeah, it's a lot right there.
But to see my daughter for 20 minutes today, seeing her swing the bat, seeing her
Hmm.
run, seeing her improve. I got her award up next to my old high school football jersey.
Oh hell yeah! There
You know
you
what I
go.
mean? I'm just excited for what the future holds. And Anthony, well, he's going to be either a running back or a linebacker, or he's going to be the new WWF superstar, or sorry, WWE superstar, because the boy likes to fly.
Does he?
Oh, he has no fear.
That's
He's loco. He's crazy like his dad was back in the day.
my second oldest is too. My second daughter, she has no fear. It's crazy. Like,
But and that's one thing I learned so far as being a dad now for under 7 years is enjoy all the moments. And
no, you're right, dude.
you and your wife has gone through so much, and dude, my words couldn't even express the gratitude to what you guys are doing and how you guys are doing it. Because
I don't know how we're doing it, bro. I'll tell you the truth. I just take a day, take it day by day.
yeah,
Um, let's see. So kind of getting into mental health off of it,
yeah,
I was fucked up. Like, so once I got hurt last March, I was telling you,
yeah,
I was on workers' comp for a while throughout the summer, and then my son Benjamin had his first. So off of the brain bleeds, they ended up getting a shunt.
yeah,
Pretty much with that, it's kind of like a flow valve. It goes into
yeah,
the brain and a tube drain. So, but they malfunction sometimes. So he had
yeah.
his
They
first,
do.
and we were in Houston, and that's when it like just my dam like broke, dude.
Yeah,
Everything I haven't ever dealt with before, it just hit me. The Marine Corps, the NICU, just everything, man. And I became an asshole to my family. I was just short tempered, and I need to fix this. It's not who I am. And as a Marine, as a cop, I'm like, how can I tell someone to go fucking fix themselves and I can't take care of my own shit,
mm-hmm.
So, got into therapy, and I mean, it made a huge difference, So like, I even put a post about it on Facebook,
Yeah,
this is what I'm going. A pretty vulnerable, post, and I don't care, because one of my biggest issues is seeing friends
mm-hmm.
or family on social media or just in general sharing photos of their kids that are similar in age that
Yeah,
are doing what my boys should be doing. And I can't see it to this day. I just block them or I snooze them or something like that. And I just don't want to see it.
yeah.
And it sucks because like I like to think I'm a good person, right? And I have a
I
lot of
know.
good people in my life that were there for my kids. And when they get pregnant, I'm like, I don't give a flying fuck. And that sucks that I feel that way because that's not who I am. But that's just what I'm going through right now. My therapist, I'm like, hey, is this ever going to end? She's like, it will eventually. She's like, I think when the boys get to that point where all right, this is what they're going to get to. This is it.
Yeah.
Then maybe I'll be able to deal with that. Because right now, there's still a lot of unknown things still. So,
Now you guys are still going through a lot.
yeah.
I mean, speaking mental health wise, I myself personally see a therapist too.
Yeah.
I
It's
have
awesome.
issues. I have issues too.
Mm-hmm. Everyone does.
I need to speak because like you, short tempered. When I got hurt, I became
Mm-hmm.
very short tempered and became an asshole and snapping at the kids, snapping at my wife,
Yeah.
and I did something stupid, and I was told that I had to seek help, and I said no, I'm never going, and then I did, and it's not easy to talk about.
No, it's not.
It's difficult, but like you, we're strong guys.
Mm-hmm.
Not just when we need strong like body and all that stuff,
No.
but mentally, you and I, our hearts are on our sleeves, literally.
No, you're right.
You know what I mean? Because that's how much we care, not just for our family, but everybody else who we helped
No, you're.
along the way. And some people don't realize, and some people do forget along the way that how much you've helped them.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you need the help, there's no reciprocation, a little bit, I guess I could say.
Yeah, and I've kind of seen that. I don't know, not to sound like a dick, but like we've kind of like lost friends. Not lost them, but like I don't know if they just don't know what to say to us or
Probably don't
what.
know what to say, Brandon, because they
Yeah, like we
because you know
don't.
why? They probably never seen anybody like personally
Yeah,
with autism. It was difficult because I didn't understand. But knowing that one of my classmates' sons had it and learned more about it, I
yeah,
realized I'm like, okay. And then went out to dinner, went to get ice cream with my wife. And she even said, she has, she's autistic. I go, no, I could tell now because I
yeah.
feel, because I want to raise awareness for that.
Yeah. It's funny you said that because my wife and I before the boys we love to go out.
Yeah.
We had so many plans, and we still go out. We don't let that deter us from going out to restaurants. We have we live in a tourist city,
Mhm.
well, town, but turning into a city, and we like to go out and eat. And we went out to this place called Green River Grill. No, sorry, Gristmill, and the boys were just having a bad day. Like Ben was just fucking, he was over it, throwing his food everywhere, and I don't
Yeah,
care. I mean, like,
it
you want to
happens.
go ahead and look. Like we've all had kids pretty much these days. You know how it is. You know what I mean? But they're a little bit different, And Liz is like, I'm so embarrassed. I'm like, fuck them. If they want to look, look. But I'd rather you come ask me. Come ask me. I'll educate you on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And
Uh,
that's what a lot of people need to learn.
yeah. But it was nuts because I'm like, you know what? I'm like, Liz, just here's my card. You pay the check. I'll take the 4 kids outside. So I'm outside. We're just messing around in the little whatever ground they have. And I'm like, where the hell is Liz at? She comes out like 10 minutes later, like kind of teary eyed. I'm like, what happened? She's like, you got up and this lady came to me and thought she was going to complain about the boys, but she was actually a nurse in the ER that day that I was there. I
Oh,
was like, oh, shit.
wow.
And she follows our Swilly Strong Facebook page. That's how she kind of knew, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
us. So I'm like, see, if we never would have went out, you never would have met her.
I
So
mean, my son is 2.5 years old. He's running around, again, he's a COVID baby where my daughter wasn't. So my daughter grew up through COVID, where
mm-hmm.
Anthony was born during COVID.
That's
So
crazy.
it's crazy because I feel like for his first almost 2 years of his life being born into COVID, he's turning 3 this year. It's difficult. This is, this year is 1 year life. He's surrounded in COVID, staying indoors.
Mm-hmm.
Never could take him out. Couldn't do this. Couldn't do that. He's a newborn. You
Yeah.
know, they always say the second child's a breeze. Yes, if we weren't under COVID terms.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, man, my wife, God bless her, because the patience she had with me, patience she had with my daughter, with her, and she's a school teacher, my wife.
All right. I didn't know
So
that.
yeah, she had to deal with teaching
That's
here at home.
and having to deal with kids and deal with your ass when she comes home.
She has to deal with 3 more every day. So that's what she tells me. But
Yeah.
this is the first weekend. It was kind of funny, being there was Memorial Day weekend, which again, we still thank you for your service, even though it's a day later. And we're still going to continue thanking you every day.
Well, so not to like jump on you on that, but as veterans, we kind of want people to understand that hey, Memorial Day isn't like a thank you for your service type thing.
No,
It's more
but
about remembering, but I know what you're saying, and I do
I
appreciate.
remember everybody because that's something big. I have now in my new family, we have veterans in our
Yeah,
family now. And for
yeah.
me, it's big because now I understand it more.
The
Um,
sacrifices that everyone makes and everything.
exactly. And it's just not, I even blog on my webpage too, because, it's Memorial Day weekends now about going down the shore, getting wasted, partying every day. There's more to it.
Yeah,
It's remembering the days of all the, not just Marine, Army, Navy,
yeah,
you
all
know,
men and women.
everybody you could think of, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's why when I say thank you, it's because I know, not personally, I've never been in the services at all, but knowing a lot of people and knowing close people like you,
Mhm.
it hits home for me.
No, I appreciate that, man. And like you're right though. Like when I was younger, going down to the Jersey Shore on Memorial Day, you didn't think about this kind of shit.
No,
You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm going to be
no, I'm ready to
hammered.
party. Let's get some,
Yeah.
let's get
So like,
beers, do some shots, and hang out with good friends.
yeah, it's funny. The older you get, the more you appreciate things and kind of understand. Oh, this is why we did this, or this is why this happened. You know?
And I'm trying to teach my kids a little bit more, like my daughter. Like, this is a day we celebrate these people,
Mm-hmm.
not just because you have to say thank you. It's because they sacrificed a lot, you
Yeah.
know, not just being away from their families, being away from this, being away, that's a lot of sacrifice that you guys did.
Yeah. I mean, military was probably the best time of my life, and like it definitely. When I said that people in my past have definitely molded me, the Marine Corps definitely was the huge part of me that made me who I am today. Besides my mom,
Yeah.
um, but I mean, I miss it to this day. I wish I never got out,
Mhm.
but it's changed. I kind of tell people I miss the clowns, not the circus type thing.
Yeah, I got you.
True.
It's like I miss coaching.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
it's
but
not this, it's the same, but it's not, because for me, you know, I made my mistakes in high school.
mhm,
And the one thing I said is I want to make sure, like guys like with you, I want to make sure you guys did good in school. I didn't want you to lose opportunities,
yeah,
like I did. That's why, like, I was strict. I'm like, listen, family is the number one thing.
hmm
School's number two. Church is number three. Friends are number four. Football's number five.
yeah. I mean, back then you think it's everything, but it's not.
It's
I
not.
mean, even I mean, how many people go out of high school who are star players and go to the NFL? I
That
mean,
was my pipe dream, and then I got hurt, and then
yeah,
coaching became a dream for me.
yeah.
You know,
It's fun because you're teaching and you get to mold young kids. I mean,
and I had you, had you, Murley. I had some of the greatest kids that I ever had. You know what I
it
mean?
that was a fun bunch, man.
It was a fun bunch. I still remember.
Yeah.
I still, what's kind of funny? I still have somewhere in this room that I, as I call it, Sleevey G Studio, aka where I was left in my man cave.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, you got that on.
yeah, well, the kids are starting to take over. So,
Yeah.
so I
I
do.
had that thing behind you so you can't see all the freaking
Oh, that's the other reason.
crap.
I'll show you after we sign off. You'll see. But one thing I do remember is I still have the picture of all you guys when we
Mhm.
took our team picture.
Oh
I
yeah.
still have it to this day.
I think. Wait, no, there was. I think it's the sophomore year photo. I have like highlights on my hair.
Yes,
I
that
had
was
frosted
sophomore year.
tip.
How can I forget? I still called you Frosty for a year.
Yeah.
And, and that's something, it was kind of funny. Another classmate of mine, Jeanette Mackesy,
hmm
she said, this is why St. Mary's is so good. We're a tight knit community. No matter if you leave, we still have your back.
Yeah, you're not kidding. I mean, when uh when the boys happened, I had plenty of people from St. Mary's, reach out and
I
offer
know.
stuff.
I
So
asked you if you needed stuff. You're like, no, we're good. But I'm like, if you
yeah,
ever needed me,
yep,
I'm
exactly.
always a call away. And now you got my
Oh yeah.
number. And,
hmm
and this is why it was important, because the awareness of CP, here
Yeah.
we are, we're talking about it and we're both getting emotional because we love our kids. And dude, father to father, you're doing an amazing job.
Thanks, man.
And your wife is an amazing mother. She's an amazing wife to marry you too.
You're not kidding. I feel bad for her. I mean, she got to deal with the 4 kids and my ass
So
too.
she's got 5 kids when she comes home.
Yeah, but
My wife is the same way, man. She teaches all day and she
mhm.
comes home to a son, a daughter, and the big kid, me.
Yeah, and like for me, I work. I mean, if I'm not working my police job, I'm working on my business. So like,
Mhm.
I'm just trying to stay out of her hair.
If
Like
I'm not working here at work, I'm working on my show.
yeah.
You
But
know,
I also gotta find time to hang out with the kids, as I'm sure you do too.
yeah, this is why I do all my recordings at night
Yeah.
sometimes because I want to hang out with the kids. Like this is the first time in a long time, 3-day weekend for Memorial Day.
Mm,
I had a blast with the kids.
that's awesome, man.
We had water balloon fights, water guns all over the place.
Yeah.
We had friends come over yesterday with the kids. These are the times that you remember, and that's what you said. Something that sticks to me now is you got to live your life day by day,
Yes. Yes.
and that's something I appreciate every day I wake up. Saying it's another, even though it could be your worst day, you're still praising. Thank God I'm alive.
Yeah, because for me, man, if I look behind, I can't change what happened, right? And then if I look ahead, and I'm like, I'm gonna make myself go freaking crazy. Like, oh, how this gonna be in 2 years? I can't. I'm
Yeah,
just take it day by day.
yeah, and
Yeah,
that's something I'm learning too myself. 43 years later,
it takes time, man. You're always learning.
oh yeah,
One of the great sayings that one of my Marine Corps staff sergeants told me was, "Know yourself and seek self improvement." So I kind of live
that's.
by that a little bit.
I think I might have to start living like that myself now too.
Right?
That's a great piece of advice.
Yeah.
And seeing you today, man, it just brings back some old memories. Us just hanging out on the sidelines.
Yeah, man.
But I just love to hear how you guys are doing. First of all, Corporal Brandon, we're all proud of you from St. Mary's. You know
Thank
that as me being you know, not the most popular guy, but the most dedicated person,
you. Yeah.
especially doing this stuff. I love what I do.
No, I think it's great what you're doing. You're having people that you care about on your show, and I
Yeah.
mean, you're help bringing awareness to certain things, and I mean,
And I'm going to continue. And it's just it's not going to be a one thing. You know what I mean? I'm going to continue because there's other people who have kids that have CP that I will
oh,
seek out. You know what I mean? I'll seek out. I've type 1 diabetes, autism.
mhm.
I've talked to a couple of people here in Jersey and the school where she sends her kids would like to come on, talk about the school,
Yeah.
for autism. I'm like, I'd love to know more, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And for cerebral palsy, I'm not gonna stop. Just gonna keep raising awareness.
Yeah, it's a club that I never thought I'd be a part of. So
And that's something like you said, it's a club, but I don't think it's more than a club. I think it's a family.
yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? That's the way I would look at it because
No, you're 100% right, because we have all these Facebook groups that we're on, and like you kind of match with certain people. You like, oh wait, because it's like autism. It's a very broad spectrum,
yeah,
and there's different parts of it, and like you see these people that are posting on these pages, like, oh wait, my son has something like that, and you end up messaging them, and then they start communicating with them, and then you're friends, and like you're
yeah.
sharing information, and like just like with autism and diabetes, you have that family of people that you share, and like there's many ways to skin a cat, so you're gonna have
Well, it's kind of funny, like you said that because Jeanette, who she's a type 1 diabetes. She's had it since she was a teenage girl.
mm,
And she lives with it every day, man. And her story was so amazing. And she is on Instagram and she'll show how she changes her insulin pump, how she takes the pet, and she does an amazing job.
yeah,
And she told her story. And I actually have type 2. So I'm living with adult diabetes, which is different, but
it's
it's a
like
tight knit community though. Doesn't matter if you have type 1, type 2. There's more than there's other types of diabetes that people don't realize.
Hey, so just educate me. Is type 1 the worst one or type 2?
Type 1 is because
Okay,
you're getting insulin fed into you every single day.
gotcha.
Where I take a pill to control my sugar.
Okay.
It's a little different, you know what I mean? You know, was I scared during COVID with being a diabetic? Yes. I'll tell you, I was scared.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
bet.
get COVID until the tail end of when I was finally starting to calm down. Didn't get it for 2 years. Got it in the last year.
So I haven't gotten it. Knock on wood.
Good for you.
Yeah, and
Hopefully, no one in your family does.
being a cop during the height of COVID, I was surprised I haven't gotten it yet. So I
Well,
just, this still body that I have, this gladiator body, I guess you just can't penetrate it,
yeah,
So
you can't go wrong with that. I got the jelly roll body here.
yeah,
I got, that changed after 20 some odd years later.
right.
You know what I mean? You become unactive and you think you're still invincible, and then boom, it hits you.
Yeah, well, hence when I tore my Achilles and then my quad, I think I'm 27, but I'm 37,
Yeah.
so,
Same thing. I was 42 when I tore. And the funny thing is, like, when I started going to rehab, I was so determined
mhm.
to drive a car because I just bought a brand new car, family car.
Sat there and you had to
Eh,
sit in the passenger seat.
Well, it was hard because my in-laws, my mom, my wife would have to drive me everywhere. So I
That's
felt like, I felt like I was a burden on them, burden on
mm,
my wife because she just got to take care of the 2 kids and me. We
yeah.
just had Anthony, a couple months in August. It was difficult, and I'll tell you, like you said, you know, you've been to Afghanistan. You're as a Marine, you guys gone through a lot more than I have. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? So where I went to I would call it the black hole,
Mhm.
where you fall down, you went into a sand trap and you're trying to scrap your way back up. It was so difficult for me because I'm a doer, I'm a go-getter.
Yeah, for sure.
I go do, and sitting on I'll sit on my ass was the worst time of my life.
Yeah, and you know what? People like, for instance, how do you do it? It's so horrible. I'm like, or they'll say, "Well, he has it much worse than he does." I'm like, "No," I said, that was important to you, and like,
Hmm.
I don't downplay what happened to you is any different than happened to me. Just
No,
different.
it's just two different incidents.
Like everything's like, even as a cop, I'm like, I go to this call and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's nothing major at all." I'm like, "No, but it's important to you. You called me here, so I'm here to help you." Like, don't
Oh
downplay.
yeah.
You know, but
Being a
yeah.
cop in Texas has to be a little too hot when you got to wear those vests.
Oh man, yeah, it's starting to get hot now, hitting
Yeah.
like 90s and stuff. But I mean, I love it. I mean, I have a lot of support where I work. I mean, everyone carries guns down here though, so you got to be a little bit careful, But I mean, it's great. So
That's awesome, dude. But it's just you and your wife and your kids, man. You guys are all amazing. I got to give you guys so much credit,
thanks.
so much love because I don't know who else can do it but you guys, man. Right now, you know,
Yeah, like like I said, it's mostly her, not me. I'm just here in the background, pretty much helping her
yeah,
out.
I'm the same way with I say the same thing, but you don't realize you say that you're in the background, but you don't realize how much more you're doing.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I'm the same way. I'm like, yeah, it's all my wife, not me.
yeah.
But in reality, I'm there to do the supporting.
Yeah, we're the men. You gotta, keep
I'll
everyone in
do.
that.
I'm
So
trying to do more with my kids every day.
yeah, it's not easy.
But it's not easy because growing up for a long time single with no family, no, beside my mom, my dad, but no brothers, no sisters, you don't realize how much life is different. And then when you get your firstborn, you're trying to do as best you can. Then you realize you're not doing as much, and then you're learning to do more. And it it's an everyday reminder that I'm just blessed at where I'm
Yeah,
at.
I feel the same way, man. It's like a juggling act, you just trying to juggle everything and make everyone have enough time. Like for us, but the girls, we feel bad because, the last 2.5 years, they've sacrificed so much.
Yeah.
And my wife feels horrible. Like, I'm like a mother. I'm like, the fuck you are. I'm like, it's not your fault. You didn't do the best you can. Like, she's
Yeah.
like, we've missed stuff with the girls. I'm like, they're gonna be okay. And the girls are great with their brothers. So I mean, like they understand and
Yeah.
they know what's going on. So
So God bless you, all four of your kids first.
thanks.
You know,
Or
I gotta thank you tonight. This is huge because a lot of people are gonna see this, and you know, I was crying before, man. I'm not gonna lie. They say men don't cry. We do.
oh fuck, dude. Like I said, I'm huge on mental health these days, man. I have no problem showing my emotion
I
whenever you
need it.
show your emotion and you ask for help.
Mm.
I tried not to cry tonight. I was like, I'm not gonna do it, but like it just I'm like an emotional freaking wrecking ball sometimes. And
But you know what? Shows you you're human. You're
oh
a
yeah,
loving father and a loving husband, man.
thanks, dude. I
And
try my best. So
and seeing your kids grow up through the Facebook, man. And I always love all the pictures, seeing them. So
oh yeah,
I stopped posting myself because it's like I don't need to draw the attention.
yeah. I'm the same. Like honestly, if it wasn't for the boys, I'd probably get rid of social media. But now, if I'm not posting about the boys, I'm either posting about my New Balance dad shoes, which I like to post about a lot. Which,
Yep.
by the way, I highly suggest you get a pair of those.
Okay.
And just whatever else I can post about. So, oh, my business. So yeah,
Yeah,
the
I was about to say
boys.
before we hang up, before we say goodnight, you were saying something about your business. What do you got going on?
Oh, so I help veterans like myself increase disability with the VA.
Nice.
I'm sure you hear about the VA. People hate the VA. But so we have our own doctors that help veterans with getting a higher percentage.
Okay.
So I love it to help fellow veterans, and they can, yeah. So I hope to do that one day full time, maybe.
All right. Well, you got us supporting up here for you. You know what I mean? You know,
Thanks.
um, before we definitely sign off, where can some of the guys want in case they want to follow you, what's going on with the boys, the girls, everybody, the family, where can they all find you these days?
So we have our Facebook page. I think it's Swilly Strong. Let me look it up real quick.
That's fine.
Yeah. My wife started posting on there a lot more recently. Um, let's see.
It is really strong.
Yeah, so it's Swilly Strong, Swilly and Strong.
Mhm.
And then we have an Instagram page which is like I think it's NICU Warriors 24. 24 being 24 weekers.
Okay.
And we have like a TikTok page too, but we don't really post on TikTok. It's mostly just Facebook because most of our family and friends is on Facebook.
Mhm.
I don't think my grandma's on TikTok right now. So
That's awesome.
yeah, but yeah, we post about them a lot more regularly on that Swilly Strong page now because we
Mhm.
kind of, if not, we're so busy. But once my wife saw that nurse at that restaurant, she's like, I gotta start posting again. So she
Yeah.
started making posts. So, like I said, man, like when the boys first happened for me, and then doctor said, hey, there's a possibility they're gonna have XYZ. For me, I need to know ahead of time what I'm getting into.
Right.
And I was on social media the first couple of days on TikTok, looking up CP, looking up all this shit. So a
Yeah.
lot of helped me. So I'm like, you know what? Like maybe one of our things might help someone. I don't know. I kind of think about one day recording our life for like a day or two just to show people what we go through.
Yeah.
And that's something that down the road I want to do, I think.
Yeah, that might be a great idea because
You know?
I
Because
think people need to know.
yeah, it's a lot behind the scenes, man. I mean, ugh.
I mean, seeing you today, it's like I said, it's just I'm grateful for you. You know what I mean? And excuse me, and your wife, as strong as she is too, man. All the stuff you guys have gone through, you know, I can't thank you guys enough. And maybe, maybe in 6 months down the road, we can have both of you and your wife on,
Yeah, for
and,
sure.
and bring the kids on so people could see everybody, see everyone's doing.
Yeah. My one daughter kept peeking through before, like, go away, go away.
I heard you.
I should have let her come. I think she's in bed now.
Yeah.
So,
But no, the
yeah,
next time, I definitely, I want people to realize and see what you're going through. You know what I mean? That would be a great idea, record the day off, from like, this is what I do from 5 a.m. to 9 o'clock at night.
yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool to see something like that. I mean, you don't really see a lot of families with disabilities, what they go through. I mean, you see a little bit of it on social media, but to see from my wife getting up at 3 a.m. every day, and it's just it's a lot, and I know people out there have it much worse than we do somewhere out there,
But you guys are strong. You guys have a great bond together.
Yep.
And I can say how proud I am of your whole family, dude.
Thanks.
Seeing always the pictures of the boys, the girls, your wife, you, I just say, God bless them, man, because that's something I don't know what I would do, and I wouldn't even know how to break down myself. So, you know,
Figure it out.
yeah, exactly. I would sit down and figure it out, but you guys are doing it, and myself personally, I can't thank you enough, Brandon, coming on, telling your story, because it's going to raise some eyebrows now and help out. And, definitely when we post up, I'll definitely put it through. I just actually on my new Instagram, my Facebook, thought I was following, but I just joined it now.
Oh, sweet.
So it's under, you'll see the Sleepy G sign. So, it's me,
Yeah.
when we're going to post up, I'm going to make sure I post up with that on there. I'm going to post
Sweet.
it on my Instagram. Um, you know, it's just a true story, man. And it's got to be the hardest thing to talk about. And I can't thank you enough for coming on tonight and really talking about it, because it means the world to me. And raising awareness now is more important than having fun. Talking about other cool stuff is great, but I think raising awareness is also really important.
Yeah, honestly, I could talk all day to you about that. So, but
Well,
yeah, I appreciate you having me on. I mean, for me, talking about it, it is hard, but it's also what's the word I'm looking for? It's also nice to talk about it, to get it out. So, because that was my worst problem, was keeping it all in, not talking.
Well, I'm just, I trust me, myself and everyone's going to listen is going to be thankful for you talking about it, because there's some people who don't know how to talk about it, like you said, and mental health is a huge thing these days. And hopefully people will seek out to talk to not just either you or me, but I hope talk out to other people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always here for anyone. I mean, I'll tell you, being a Marine, being a cop, being a man, just in general, we have this stigma that mental health is like, you're a pussy if you don't get help. And when I first got into the Marine Corps, you were a bitch if you needed any help at all. And so a lot of us, have committed suicide because we're a bitch. We didn't want to deal with it back then. Then we get out and it's gotten worse. And then what do you know? We have 22 veterans a day killing themselves. So it's getting away from that as well. So
definitely. And then if you have if you have a website for your business, let me know, because I want to post that up too, because I want people to know about that too with the veterans. And we got to help them out in every way we can too.
Yeah,
And yeah, we'll definitely, because I'll plug that in with everything.
Awesome, man.
I want to, like I said, definitely raising awareness. It's just a huge part of now life that people. This is what I love my platform. This is what I love talking about everything, because it brings everyone together.
Yeah, and you're not just bringing strangers, and you're bringing friends and family in. That you know.
Yeah, I mean, I brought strangers already. I brought in 3 New Jersey celebrities, new celebrities. I had Christina Bear, Cara DeFalco, Don Smith.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They came on already. I've had a friend of mine up in Canada talk about video games. Another friend of mine, 91 hit wonders.
That's
So I'm
you're
talking to
doing it,
everybody.
killing it.
I'm,
Crawl, walk, run. You're getting there. Just keep doing what you're doing. So.
I'm still crawling, but pretty soon when I feel like next year
Hmm.
when I'm hoping to open more doors up. I'm hoping to get more chances. I'm crawling right now, and I'm standing up, and I'm stumbling, but I'm still fighting every inch I can.
All you need to do, man. Just don't give up. I mean, you can go for anything in life. Just if you want, like I said, if you want something bad enough, you're gonna figure out how to do it. So.
And that's what I'm doing. Trust me.
Oh.
But like I said, Brandon, I gotta thank you, your wife, your kids. God bless them all. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. Hopefully in a few months if you guys want to come back on, you and your wife one night,
Yeah, of course.
we'll gladly have you guys on and talk about the progress, how everything's going. Having your wife speak a little bit too on her behalf too. I have no problem. You guys are always welcomed here.
Yeah,
And if
great.
you're ever in Jersey, let me know.
Yeah,
Um,
I got to get back up there. You were trying to get up there this past month. It's just a lot. We want to bring the kids up, but man, you have honestly the shit we would have to bring up there on a flight would be undoable. Honestly,
I can only imagine.
so it's gonna be had to be like one of those rent like an RV type things and
Yep.
drive up there. You know,
I can see you with an RV.
yeah, it's hard going to Houston, which is 3 hours away, to see family members where are
Mm,
suburban. So yeah, we're gonna need to figure out a bigger some sort of transportation coming up here soon. So
definitely, definitely. But again, thank you again tonight, man. It was really appreciative. I learned actually a lot more than you expected. Teared up a lot too. Thank you for that.
you're
And
welcome.
like I say every night, keep pushing hard, keep working on everything that we're doing. And as you can see, we are real people. We are living our dreams, but we're also living what we need to do with families. And we love everybody.
Yes, sir.
So, as I end my show, nothing but love, peace, and happiness. And good night, everybody.
Peace.